Mel Kiper Jr. is a legend among the draft community, and in the darkness of night on Friday, he released an update to his 2024 big board, which we're going to react to today. But what's crackalackin'? It's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know, so go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below while we head and dash a beautiful football discourse. I imagine the top three are going to be Marvin Harrison Jr., Caleb Williams, Drake May, in some sort of order. So let's go ahead and check a leckle of that. What the heck? Is that even English? I don't know. But we got Caleb Williams here at number 1. And I don't blame him. Listen, quarterback value is kind of a thing. A lot of people, I think, regardless of position, would have Marvin Harrison Jr. And even if you take into account position, some people will have Marvin Harrison Jr. first. To me, it's like, the top three. It's kind of irrelevant. Caleb Williams, Drake May, Marvin Harrison Jr., however order you want to have those guys in, is fine by me. Here we go with, there's Marvin Harrison Jr., so we're going to have a little gap here for Drake May, or at least I'm assuming. Maybe 3 turns out to be someone different. But Marvin Harrison Jr. is fabulous, man. You're going to find there's not going to be many critiques about Marvin Harrison Jr. And then Drake May, bam. Those are the top 3. Now things can get spicy. We can kind of pick his brain on what does he think about certain positional groups. I mean, if I had to guess, we're probably going to see maybe that next tier of wide receivers, Brock Bowers, the tackles, Alt and Olu. But Drake May, man, I don't know if he really closed the ground between him and Caleb. I think it's more so Caleb having an off year closed the ground there, but Drake May, fabulous prospect. It's Jaden Daniels. Whoa. Let's go ahead and read this. I went deep on Daniels' future ahead of him taking home the Heisman Trophy. In short, he was consistent enough over the final 2 months of the regular season that I now feel comfortable moving him into my big board. I have a first-round grade on him. He could be the 3rd quarterback off the board. And he just kind of talks about his stats a little bit. Daniels has rare ability as a dual-threat playmaker. He can evade and elude and blow by defenders. But he also impresses with the way he can cut through contact. Okay. Yeah, I mean, being a top improviser like Daniels kind of sets him apart among who's quarterback 3 in this class. Kind of sets him apart, man. Really does. Brock Bowers coming in at number 5, man. I like this. Brock Bowers, regardless of position, man, it would just be a fabulous addition to any squad. If you could use him in a versatile way, that's great. Or if you just use him as a tight end, that's fine as well. It really is. Brock Bowers shouldn't get out of the top 10. Roma Dunze. Okay, so he's got a Dunze over Neighbors, which is fine. I think those two are very, very close to one another. Like, you're getting a little bit more size and length with a Dunze than you are with Neighbors. Both are going to test out phenomenally in terms of speed. Kind of sets them apart from like Keon Coleman, who's kind of in that probably the I was going to put an order between them. It would probably be Neighbors, Dunze, and then Coleman. But Coleman slowly inching further and further away. Its testing is really going to be important. But a Dunze over Neighbors, I imagine we're going to see Neighbors fairly shortly. Dunze's had a really good year, man. Very good at the contested catch this season, too. There's Olu Fashanu. I imagine Joe Alt will follow close behind. So we still got Joe Alt, Malik Neighbors. Those are probably the next 2 guys. Let's see. There's a defender he really, really likes. But I like Olu, man. I think him and Joe Alt, 1A and 1B in this tackle class. I really, really do. There's Malik Neighbors. Okay. Malik Neighbors making it in the top 10. And then I imagine Joe Alt will wrap us up here. If not at 9, probably at 10. But yeah, Malik Neighbors is nasty, dude. I don't think there's a better after the catch weapon in this class than Malik Neighbors. And just the way he can attack all levels of the field, just phenomenal. All right, so it's not Joe Alt yet, but it's Liatu Latu. Again, medicals are going to be kind of a big thing when it comes to his his actual like projection. Because I mean, the dude had a phenomenal year. Once again, was a very dominant pass rusher. The question is just the neck that forced him to medically retire at Washington. Is it good? Is it good? And there's Joe Alt. Okay, so basically, I think that all kind of went as I expected. We got the top defender for Mel in the top 10, but you got Alt, you got Olu, you got the top 3 wide receivers in this class. Jaden Daniels, I'm not gonna lie, that was a little bit of a surprise, but I get it, man. A lot of people are creeping him towards the top 10, if not already have him there. I don't think I'm quite there yet. I'm kind of reordering things, and I'm going right now. Currently, I'm going through guys that have already accepted Senior Bowl and Shrine Bowl invites, and I'm trying to get evaluations done on them. So I at least have a little bit of clue who they are going into it. More so the Shrine right now, because there's a lot of guys I was like, oh, I didn't watch this guy this year. Oh, I didn't watch this guy this year. This Senior Bowl, probably watched about 90% of those guys.
Listen, I know you love the NFL draft as much as I do, and you're going to want a nice hefty watch list of players during this college football season. Well, go ahead, check out my draft guide. You can purchase it for only $30 by Venmoing or PayPaling me. Links in the description. It's a one-time payment, and you get it for this whole draft cycle and forever and always. Technically, it's a Google spreadsheet, so send me your email when you send the payment. I'll get you hooked up. You will see my current prospect rankings and big board, my full evals, and guess what? It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So it's a great purchase, and it's a great way to support the channel. Dallas Turner. Okay, we might see the edge guys start flying up here. So I imagine Jared Verse will probably be around here. I'm curious where the corners come into play. I'm curious where Keon Coleman may be, because I think he's someone that a lot of people are like, maybe he's better around pick 20. But Dallas Turner, really the biggest knock on him is his size, but the guy does play strong. Sometimes, he gets tangled in engagement, and unfortunately, like that'll happen with not just like offensive linemen, but you'll see it with tight ends sometimes, and it's like, come on, dude. But dude has an explosive first step, really gets after it. There's Keon Coleman. I was just talking about him. Keon Coleman, testing is going to be important because he's not the most explosive or fast athlete, but for being 6'4", 215, I think he is a relatively smooth mover. I mean, they have him as a return man at Florida State, so there's that. He's had some quality returns as well, and there have been matchups where he has just taken over, like legitimately just big boy defenders. So Coleman, I'm kind of curious, man. I'm starting to think he's maybe tier 2.5 between. I don't know, man. Would you consider him tier 3 receiver in this class? I don't think so, because like I really do think I'd have to go back to the numbers and some of the tape, but I just don't think there's not many players here that will dominate the catch point like Keon Coleman. You got Cooper DeJean. Ooh, I love Cooper DeJean. He's actually the first secondary player on this list. His versatility to be able to play literally probably anywhere in the defensive backfield is very alluring, but he's also a phenomenal athlete. Don't know if he'll be able to participate in like a pro day or combine. I don't know specifically how bad the lower leg injury was. He suffered that in practice in mid-November, so we shall see. Oh wow, Troy Batsanu. Ooh, he's got him listed as offensive lineman, which, hey, there's a case people might be convinced that he could play tackle in the NFL, and I think that's fine. I think if anything, you're getting a very, very promising guard talent. I don't think I'll have him this high, but he has been creeping up my board. So has I almost said John Michael Schmitz. Jackson Powers Johnson. Absolute sucker for the Oregon Center. There's Jared Verse. Like Jared Verse, big fan.
didn't start the year strong, but keep in mind that he did get up to like 260 to start the year. I think he was trying to find where's that sweet spot in terms of my playing weight. That way, I can be a very good run defender. I could seal up the edge, but also I keep that explosiveness. And I think during like the last 3/4 of the season, you saw that he found the sweet spot. He was a much more all-around prospect than I think some of these. Like I think he's more all-around than like a Dallas Turner, Liatu Latu, Chop Robinson. But he really came, like really just turned it on during the last stretch, man. He was darn near unstoppable. There's Jerzon Newton. Big fan of Jerzon Newton. Dane Brugler says he's heard some NFL teams aren't first round high on him because of him being a bit undersized at 6'2", 295. I say be darned. The dude's productive. The dude is phenomenal. So, I mean, for being a undersized player, he is hella good against the run. So, I ain't too worried about him. Xavier Worthy. I'm not going to lie. I don't love this. To me, Xavier Worthy is speed, and that's about it. And don't get me wrong. Like, you will have impressive highlights on tape when it comes to, like, him at the catch point. Like, he's a legit red zone threat. He'll go up and get it. He's got real buddies. Not at home, but like in his shoes. He can get up there. However, the ball skills are so inconsistent. He can be sometimes inconsistent after the catch because it feels like he could get just blown down by a gust of wind. They're at 6'1", 172. So like I feel better about him in the probably like the midday 2 area. So this is a little bit high for me. Nate Wiggins. Here we go. Nate Wiggins coming off the board here. I gotta scoot this sucker down a little bit. I like Nate Wiggins. He's become my cornerback. Cornerback 1. It's really close between him and Kool-Aid. Honestly, I think scheme fit is gonna play a big part of that. But such a smooth athlete. Really, really is. Talanoa Fuaga. Oh, I've been used to seeing like JC Latham high up here because I think he had ever since the Texas game, which was kind of a downer for him, he has put out just really good performances. Talanoa Fuaga has been money almost all year. He's coming from a very zone heavy scheme where I think that'll just translate to the NFL. That's an NFL that's been high and like heavy on the outside zone, wide zone blocking schemes, but he brings power to it too. Question is, can he play left? I got doubts, but maybe we'll see him get a shot at the Senior Bowl. Okay, there's JC Latham. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, I get these guys being really close to one another. JC Latham, pretty darn good athlete for being 6'6", 360 pounds, and man, no, like I said, the cat's been good. He really, really has. It will not shock me if he goes higher than 20, just because I think offensive line coach is just going to fall in love with some of his tape. He did honestly get a little bit better as a technician, and particularly as a run blocker, but I think still it leaves a little bit to be desired. There's Kool-Aid McKinstry, big fan. I think I would be willing to take him higher than this, but I get it. He's a guy that hasn't really shown a lot of like ball skills. And I say that as in he'll make a play on the ball and swat it away, but feels like there are times where he has time to turn around and make a play on the ball. But Kool-Aid, man, really, really good. I'm curious if we're going to see his teammate Taron Arnold up on this list. There's Armarius Mims, man. I'm intrigued if he ends up returning or if he's going to come out. I'm kind of curious about that. Really, really curious. Keep in mind, this year was supposed to be his first start in season after a very impressive stretch in the college football playoff the year prior. had the ankle injury, ended up getting tightrope surgery on it, missed some time, came back, and then re-aggravated, I think, the same ankle in the SEC championship game, unfortunately. But he's someone with very, very high-end tools. Ooh, Kamari Lassiter, let's go. Lassiter feels like he doesn't get some love in this class just because he is like they're not going to throw his way. He's that type of shutdown corner. Might not have the interceptions, might not have the pass breakups, but he's not going to be a very targeted corner just because of how sticky he is on coverage. He's shown much better discreetness with his hands this year. I like Lassiter in the back end of the first round. Freaking love Jordan Morgan, man. This is my guy. I'm a big fan. It sucked that he ended up returning last year because he had the ACL injury. Comes back this year, still as impressive as he was last. Guy with very good movement skills, very good footwork. Someone you just want to get in motion. He's made for today's NFL, I think. Does need to be a little bit better with his hands. And I think a lot of that are just some bad habits he has. Oh, Tavondre Sweat. Ooh. To me, Sweat's not like DeMarcus Lawrence level. Like when Lawrence was coming out, it's like, yeah, this guy's a first rounder, but I mean, how early are we willing to take him? Is he going to be a 3-down player? And it ends up, yes, no, he's a 3-down player and he's pretty darn dominant. I don't see those same traits in Sweat, which why I like him better, probably as a early second rounder. But nah, man, he moves impressive for being 360 some pounds. All right, so he only gives us 25. And then, I mean, I guess we could run through a few of these rankings. I don't want to give away his whole list. I am curious about the quarterbacks, though, because obviously he hates Bo Nix. He's got Bo Nix down here after Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy. So he only had 3 quarterbacks in his top 25. So he's probably looking at the rest of these guys as day 2. With Pratt Radler probably on the verge of day, like 3rd round. Jordan Travis, I'm just not that big of a fan of. Or Joe Milton. Right? I mean, this quarterback class is kind of, at least in the back end, has kind of shallowed out. Just a little bit. Curious what he's got at running back. Got Jonathan Brooks. Brooks is great. I like Brooks. ACL injury, I'm curious if he ends up returning, though, after that. He's got Trey Benson right after. I love both those guys. Dude, hold on. Did Travion Henderson decide to return? Because there ain't no way he shouldn't be on this list. Am I missing something? Okay, no, I just got he hasn't decided. Yeah, because that would be wild if Mel didn't have him in his, I mean, top 5, let alone top 10. Dylan Johnson feels kind of mid, but I feel like some of this run back class is kind of mid. I mean, Estime, yeah, I would put Allen up here too. Corum, I'd probably have around 5 or 6, but I really do like Bucky Irvin. I'm a big Devin Neal guy out of Kansas. I just love his home run speed. Donovan Edwards, I feel like might end up coming back just because didn't really do much this season. Ray Davis is nice, though. He's going to be a really good get maybe in the 3rd or 4th round, just as a early down solid running back. But that's it for the video. Hey, go ahead. Let me know what you think of Mel Kiper's top 25. And let me know some of your hot takes in the comment section below. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.